So for you Masashi Kishimoto fans, or should I say Naruto fans as well, we have already got some good news, I guess, involving his brand new series, as he's already talking about his project and saying that he can, near around about ready to announce his project and could be announcing this brand new series sometime this year. He was actually in an interview recently in the Jump, Giga, where I believe that's normally where the every 3 months or so magazine, where most of the one-shots come out, and also as well D.Gray and a bunch of other stuff on that. And he confirmed as well that he's already planning for his next project, and he's already done a ton of research for it. And in the interview, he did say that he could probably announce the project this year, but there's no definite date right now. And he did not specify the project's format. Now, what do they mean by that? Is that he currently doesn't know and all that whether or not he wants to do this weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, whether or not he actually wants to do it on weekly pacing like he did with Naruto, whether or not he wants to do it in novels, whether or not he wants to do it in any kind of thing at all. So he's kind of thinking about, and I remember quite a while ago, because when they were talking about this series and all that, is that a long time, I think it was about in October and all that, last October, about last year, that he was planning a science fiction manga itself. So I was really looking forward to seeing what exactly they had in mind, and I think that you can kind of tell by a little bit of that, especially in the Boruto movie, and also as well, there was quite early in the Naruto movies as well, there was a lot of you just see in the series, there was just a lot of weird science shit coming around at some points, especially Boruto. One of the big things was hard, you work hard and all that, instead of just given this science shit, it's just to make sure to advance. So I am very looking forward to what it has in mind, especially I feel especially in Jump right now, they are lacking a lot of sci-fi in that magazine. You could honestly say the only thing that they have is fucking Gintama, and it's a parody series where it will get serious when it wants to be, and the most sci-fi I guess is that, oh, they're fighting aliens and there's not really too much about guns and or anything like that, or there is some interesting things about science fiction. So I would really be curious what exactly they have for the ideas to that. As for me, the only real kind of sci-fi series I can think of that I personally really love, the ones that I think are personally really good, Appleseed, that one's a fantastic series and all that. Obviously I love my Gundams, although sci-fi it can be a lot more broader. I guess we can look on the bright side that the newest sci-fi series we are going to get pretty soon as an anime adaptation is the Ed Live adaptation that we're going to be getting soon, so I guess that's something. And also as well, Akira, Terra from Mars, honestly I think is the last time we've had a super big hit with kind of sci-fi, tragedy, that, so I'm very curious about that, and it kind of makes me happy in a way where it's okay, he's kind of done with being this whole thing, just having Naruto as his shtick that, because I was worried that we was gonna have to wait for this thing for a very long time, this brand new series, because he was working on Boruto, which I'm glad that's not the case. He's just gonna be a supervisor for that, and I just want something else other than that, because I'm sure a lot of that's I can't stand fucking the Boruto manga right now during this entire recap hell that we're going through of the movie, which is really a shame because it's ruining one of my favorite movies of last year. I remember seeing that last year in the cinema, and I remember loving Boruto, and it's oh my god, stop fucking doing this right now. I get it with the fucking adaptation, but I'm gonna end off there, ladies and gentlemen. What do you kind of think about having this new movie or something? What do you think it's gonna be? Do you think it's gonna be a manga, novel? You think it's gonna be bi-weekly, weekly, monthly? Do you think it could be a novel? You could be planning that? There was a lot of plans that we can have in this magazine, but I think definitely he is going to do another manga. I think that's what everyone exactly wants out of him. But the question is, honestly, he's clearly said before, he kind of don't want to do weekly, as it just put so much stress on his back, and it's just put him so much time on it, just destroyed his body, as a lot of mangas that destroy their bodies pretty much doing this week to week, and he did this around about 15 years straight. So do you blame the guy that if you don't want to work out that crazy again? So I think a lot of, like, definitely I wouldn't mind him if he did monthly, but I think that, like, it won't, regardless of what, I think, like, if it isn't weekly, then it isn't going to be as popular as it can get, since weekly is probably one of the more popular that you can get, since, like, when, like, apart from Attack on Titan, which is the biggest, like, monthly series out there, you don't really see like big series that come bi-monthly or monthly like a lot of the time. But, you know, there are a few exceptions to that rule. But that's all from me, so thank you much for watching. As always, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But I will see you beautiful bastards though next time.